Hi there. I've been asked this question a few times in the clinic, so I thought it would be good to answer online, put it in a video onto YouTube, etc. The question is, why, Christopher, are you a chiropractor? What got you into it? And, well, it was quite simply all down to my parents, all down to my dad, actually. He had a friend who became a chiropractor as a second career when I was very young. And he also knew my mum, and my mum had hay fever, and she had said that it was worse when she was in London in all the dirt and all the smog, and it's actually she got less hay fever when we moved out to the countryside, or when my parents moved out to the countryside when they got married. And so the chiropractor said, well, it's possible that the nerves that actually come to all the mucous membranes, all in the head, actually they come from the base of the neck here, or some of them do. They come out and then they go back into the face. And he said it's possible that the nerves there could be irritated by stiff joints in the spine, and that may be one of the causes of my mum's hay fever. And so my mum went to see him. He found some problems, he fixed them, and my mum's hay fever was better controlled. She needed less drugs. She did need to go and have manipulation every summer, because it seemed to always be worse at the beginning. She'd get in and have some treatments, and then after a few years she realised if she went and had some treatments before the hay fever season started, it was never as bad. And then my first meeting with a chiropractor, with this one, was when I was 8 years old. I'd fallen out the top of a bunk bed, and so my parents thought it would be a really good idea to get my spine checked, because chiropractor had educated my parents about the importance of the nervous system, how the nervous system is mostly contained within the spinal column and the spinal cord, and so it's therefore very important to look after it. So my parents took me to the chiropractor. He checked my spine, he straightened it out, did some manipulation. Really didn't think anything of it good or bad at the time. But then when I was a teenager, I started to get hay fever, so my parents sent me to the chiropractor. And again, just like my mum, I found that when I was having spinal care, my hay fever was much better. So that's how I started. And then when I was about 17, 18, I was thinking what I wanted to do for a job. And I really had no idea. My only two criteria were I did not want a 9-to-5 desk job. I didn't like the idea of sitting down all day long. And I also didn't want to be outside all day in all weathers. So the only thing I had thought of at the time was become a farm manager, because that's partly behind a desk, partly out and about. And then one day I thought, hey, I'll become a chiropractor. It's a standing up job, but inside. I thought, perfect. So yeah, no real desire to try and help people with any problems, no desire to be a medical doctor, no particular aspirations to earn lots of money, anything like that. It was just purely because I knew that sitting down all day was going to be a bad idea, and I knew I didn't want to be a labourer forever and ever, even though I do like physical activity. And then, so I applied to chiropractic college. I had a look at the syllabus and my jaw was like, oh my word, what is this? It's like a medical degree. I don't want to become a medical doctor. Luckily, however, I found that all the subjects were incredibly interesting, and I've never done so well at anything as chiropractic. My first few years learning all the anatomy, physiology, general diagnosis, neurology, examination, etc., did really well, really well. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and so the rest basically is history. By the time I had finished my chiropractic degree, I was on a mission to save the world, to make sure that everyone's spine was straight and that nobody ever got sick, because I also learnt nutrition, about exercise, psychology, a whole load of other things. So if you want to learn about that, read the rest of my blog, watch more of my videos. I hope that helps you, I hope that inspires you a little bit more, and you know a little bit more about me now. So bye for now. Go and do some spinal hygiene exercises.